Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. So far, we've had an amazing, energizing lineup of speakers, and we still have quite a few more to go. In this session, we're going to hear from the founder of Memomi, which is a super cool next-gen smart mirror software transforming luxury shopping. So it lets customers virtually try on glasses, makeup, jewelry, clothing, even shoes by just walking up to a mirror, using their iPad, pulling out their phone, or even opening a targeted email. So in this session, we're going to listen to the founder of Memomi, Salvador Nizivikovsky, talk all about this AI XR experience, how it's exciting customers, driving traffic on social channels, increasing conversions, enhancing lifetime value, and he's also going to explain his latest cutting-edge work.
So good afternoon to everyone. I'm Salvador Nisivilkovsky, the founder and the CEO of Memomi. I guess some of you know me. And it's so nice to talk today, maybe for the first time from home. So I don't have to fly to New York or to other country. I'm just sitting here, and even friends from all over the world can see me. So it's really exciting to do it. And this half a year, instead of flying 34 flights, I flew only one flight, so life changed completely. So in this session, I will talk about some experiences we have in Memomi related to the shopping experience with AR and XR and how it's impact our world. So I will share in the first 10 minutes, in the first half, I will share with you our research of how things going in the world of AI and AR, not only in our company, so just a brief, because when we are doing project for customer, we are doing research on everything exists, and we're trying always to do something that doesn't exist. So I hope this kind of information will be helpful for you. And in the second half, I will talk more specifically about things that we developed. I will show some videos, examples, and some examples from the last months of project that came especially because of what's happening in the world with COVID. So the session is about AI and XR. So we all know what is AI, artificial intelligence. But what is actually XR? So the definition of XR is actually umbrella definition of a few different technologies. So the augmented reality that everyone knows, I guess, what it is. It's kind of overlay digital information on top of physical objects. And they project them, actually we see it on the screen in real time, in the same time. After that, we have technology that we see also in retail, the mixed reality, which is a blend of physical and digital world, but it gives the customer or the person that using this technology the possibility to actually change the experience. It's kind of a programmed experience, and it let the users, the customers, to interact. And on top of that, we have something that is more kind of virtual, the virtual reality that is more fully immersive to the virtual world. You put kind of glasses on you, and you are transport into a completely different world. And it's more like, I would say, we see more usage in gaming, but I saw some examples in retail, even last year with Hermes, the luxury brand from Paris, doing some experience for the in-store with a beautiful horse and beautiful experience with virtual reality. So in one line, I would say that it's a visual extension of reality, and we see it just moving in our world of retail almost to everywhere. So examples of what's happening in the world of retail is everyone, I guess, aware that, beauty. So almost everywhere in the beauty world right now using augmented reality, there's many players, there's many companies that are working on that. It's, I would say, the easiest vertical. It's the easiest technology to develop from the other stuff that I will talk about. So we have most of the solutions that we see are actually 2D and not 3D. And it's kind of limited to masks with effects that are pretty basic. After that, we see in the world of eyewear, we see more and more solution kind of picking up in the last year. And this is a bit more complex because you have to create kind of 3D objects, and the tracking is more complicated, and superimpose the object on the customer is more complex. And then we have the clothes, the fashion world, which is actually, maybe the word that needed the most, but it's the industry, the vertical that is very, very behind because of the fact that there's no 3D assets. Almost there is no brand in the world that can provide us or other companies that are trying to to make it work, they cannot provide us 3D assets. So what we see now, because of COVID, we will see more and more solutions that will be limited to 2D, maybe single image, rather than to be super immersive with all the fluidity of the materials and everything. We will see just 2D on single image because it will be maybe good enough to solve part of the problem. And then we see footwear. We see good result with footwear. We see projects also with skincare, accessories, jewelry, and maybe one of the most difficult is the air care, the air coloring, which is also a very complex and very challenging technology because the air is very thin, and just to get it right, the mask, where is the air, and put few colors, it's more complex. So what we see also from the business perspective is we see in the last few years a massive trend of M&A in the retail world for AI and AR, and it's becoming really, really hot. So we saw Shiseido acquiring Yaran, which is an AR company. We saw Amazon acquiring Body Labs, which are trying to tackle avatars and to put on them, superimpose on them clothes. One of the maybe most famous acquisition was L'Oreal acquired Modiface 2 years ago. Ulta acquired Glam Street, which is also AR for beauty, last year. And we see Alibaba acquired Infinity AR. And actually yesterday, we got also another news that Lululemon acquired the company called Mirror, which is kind of a home fitness startup. And I think maybe it's a sign that maybe Lululemon might enter and will be maybe next player in AR for fashion, for their industry, through this kind of acquisition. Another trend, another fact that we see is that social networks investing a lot in AI, AR. We see Facebook investing in technology of AI, integrating into their feeds AR technology. Facebook did some kind of project in the past with L'Oreal, and now they're investing with their own teams in a kind of AI, and we see them also putting technologies like that in Instagram, and we hear about maybe in WhatsApp. So I guess they will go as one package, one kind of a company that's going through their own channels with AR and AI. Also, Snapchat boosts their platform, and we see, of course, Amazon putting a lot of effort. They acquired a few years ago Body Labs, and they are also applied for some patents, and they're pushing AI, AR full on, and I guess we will see more and more of these kind of solutions coming through the devices that they're providing to the home. So we see a massive scaling with Portal of Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg just announced a few days ago that Portal see like 10x sales of this device, and these devices actually have all of them. Also the Google Nest and Echo Show. We see more and more opportunities and usage with AR and AI, and I guess the end target for them will be also to provide shopping experiences, in stream shopping experiences through these devices. So what is the opportunity in the world of AR, AI, XR for retail? So there are some studies that the market will grow from 8 billion revenue in 2019 to 60 billion only maybe in 5 years. So that's kind of a massive opportunity for companies that want to invest. And I think it's very important for the brands and the companies that sell things to consumer to be ready for this kind of trend, or I would say maybe new reality. Because right now, with all the problems that we have in the world, it will be a necessity. So what is the advantage of using AR, AI, any kind of XR in the retail world? So there's a lot of studies about it, that customers prefer to use augmented reality capabilities, and they want to see how it looks on them before they buy it. And if you talk about e-commerce, it's kind of a must. And also we seeing kind of researches that 61% of the online shoppers actually prefer to make the purchase inside that have this kind of technology. It's also proven to be increasing the loyalty. 70% of the consumer expected to be loyal to the brands that using AR experiences. And maybe the most important for ROI, for return of investment, is that these kind of technologies can decrease dramatically the returns, which is maybe the biggest problem of the retail world, the online retail world, I mean. So 41% of the people that buying online, they intend to return the product or part of the product. So it costs a lot of money for all the brands that selling online. And with this kind of technologies, most probably it will decrease dramatically this kind of problem. So it's a win-win from both sides, from the provider that will provide more solutions, and the brands that will consume it and inject it to all their channels. And with COVID, you know, the opportunity or the market obviously will be bigger, because we see that, you know, our life changed. We are now almost everyone at home. We work differently. We live differently. We completely changing the way we live. That means that, you know, we will have of course, touchless shopping. So even, you know, we see that in some parts of the world, there's some stores that opening. Nobody want to touch anything. Nobody want to, you know, to touch, for example, glasses and then someone else touching. So it will be more sensitive to that. And I would say that AR, XR is the solution for our current socioeconomic problem, because there are so many opportunities, so many options to create so many different solutions through this kind of technologies without touch. So if it's in store, we can create completely different solutions without touch. And if it's from home, you can, you know, just touch your own phone, your own screen, and there is no problem. And we see, you know, some researchers already seeing that e-commerce sales actually gaining from the lockdown and from the brick and mortar closure. So we see the impact will be actually very kind of positive for this kind of technologies. And what is also good about what's happening, it came on the, I mean, all this kind of need for this solution came in a good time. I would say good time, you know, relatively good time, because the technology is ready. We see that now most of the technologies that maybe 5 years ago were kind of funny now are really, really realistic. And this is due to the fact that the technology is mature, and the computing power is stronger. So every phone can do augmented reality. There's more GPU. So the world is really moving toward this direction. So that was the part, I would say, of overview of our point of view in Memomi, and what we saw and what we see. I mean, relatively general information. And I would like to share with you now our contribution in Memomi in this industry. So let me share with you a timeline of our company. So our company established in 2014, and it's established by me and my co-founder, Ofer Saban, which is he's a brilliant engineer. I'm sitting here in the Silicon Valley, and Ofer and the technical team sitting in Tel Aviv. Very strong development team, very creative. So what we did in the first 3 years was actually investing a lot in value creation. And when I say value creation, is kind of IP, product development, ramp up the technology, because we saw that it's not enough to put just a layer, 2D layer or 3D layer on a customer. We need to do it right. We need to make it look like a real product. So we started with physical stores, with in-store AI and AR mirrors for fashion. Our first customer was Neiman Marcus for some pilots. We developed around 74 patents around smart camera, about AR, anything related to what we are doing. And we also established a very strong relationship with technology companies that believe in our vision, like Intel, Adobe, Microsoft, and Corning. After that, from between 2018 to 2019, we developed a few applications. We did more deployments for beauty, eyewear, fashion, air, and POCs became more like deployments. And you can see in our list of customers very respectful brands, which is actually very good recognition. But what's happening in the last year? We are changing course. So we're taking and porting all our technologies, all these amazing technologies that we did for mirrors, and we shift them to iOS, we shift them to e-commerce. So all the good things that we do in store, we are now providing for e-commerce. Because of actually, we see customers asking us for this kind of direction. So we actually pretty flexible and versatile with what we are doing. And it's really nice to see the technology growing and scaling pretty fast with this kind of technologies. And what we are believe that the AR and AI experiences will be more personalized, and we will be able to provide personalized recommendation to each one of you for each product that you want in every kind of channel that you use or every device that you use. And we will have open SDK for any of this kind of environments pretty soon. But right now we're working on many amazing projects with really good partners. So you can see in the list of partnerships, we have good relationship with some of the biggest technologies companies, telecom technologies. They all believe in what we are doing and pushing us in the market. What is our core technology? So it's not enough to put a screen and a camera in front of a customer. What you have to make sure that it look like, very realistic, like you look into a mirror. So you see one of our engineers moving in front of our smart camera, and we detect the face and we correct the perspective in real time. And this core technology also give you a eye contact. And this is a big differentiator because you look into your eyes like in a camera, like in a mirror, sorry. So for us, when I say smart mirror, it doesn't matter if you're using your iPad, your phone, your web browser. We are providing you like a smart camera, a technology that looks like a digital mirror. And it's a cross-platform AR AI engine, which is a very versatile deep learning technology that we can actually then decide to which vertical we want to create application, and it will work on any environment. And that's the powerful thing about the platform. So we have, as I mentioned, a lot of patents, and of course it's important because we want to protect the investment of our customers. And the technology right now working, in the same way on phones, tablets, e-commerce, and soon on streaming, AI, AR on devices as well. And this is just an illustration how the deep learning engine works. Any stream of video that coming to our deep learning engine, we isolating the area of interest, and then we create applications around it. This is the key verticals that we're working right now. I would say we have a lot of projects in skincare, eyewear, fashion, accessories. We have now inquiries. Every week we get a lot of inquiries. For example, watches, a lot of jewelry. So for us to create a new kind of use case, it takes us 3 weeks because we already have the engines. We just have to detect different areas of the body. And then this kind of flexible engine can run on any platform. This is some of the projects that we are running now. We are very proud working with these amazing companies from all over the world, different kind of projects, but really great teams that enthusiastic about innovation. And that's what we love to see. Like, you think about these big companies, oh, you know, like they are big, they are slow, but it's not true. I mean, all these big companies that we work with, they are moving extremely fast, and they have amazing people that are working with us and pushing technologies and supporting us. We also have a pretty good recognition from the media. There's hundreds of articles that you can read. Also, there's some links in our website. And I will show you a few examples right now. I think what is the most relevant example is the project that we are doing right now with the Walmart and Sam's Club team. We know the team from Walmart almost a year, but we started to work only 1.5 months ago, when they approach us and they ask us if we can develop a tool that will replace the manual process that they have in the stores, that the optometrist will measure your eye distance from the pupils and all these kind of parameters. And then we say, yes, we can do that. And then they say, okay, but you know, other companies, when they do this kind of test, digitally, they put a credit card on the forehead of the customer, and we really don't want this kind of user experience. Can you do that? So we said, we'll try. And then the last ask from them was, we have to open the stores in 3 weeks. Can you do that? So, and we want to scale it immediately to a few hundred stores. So we actually managed to do that. In 3 weeks, we had a link that they could run on any of their iPads in the stores, and it solved them the problem of, you know, one of the problems that they had with the opening of stores, you know, due to COVID. And I will show you how it runs right now. This is just a screenshot, video shot from my iPad. So the customer just stand around 2 feet from the device, or 3 feet, and then they scan their face. They get immediately the algorithm, the AI engine will find the pupils. They will get, you know, the measurements on that, and then if they need multifocal lens, it will go further. And the deviation is maybe the best in the industry. So we got really, really good results, and we solved a real problem in the store. Another project that I'm really proud of is what we're doing with Shiseido in Japan. It's the largest beauty company in Asia and the 6th in the world. They asked us to create for them application for a 3D hair coloring in real time, and they ask us to put few colors in real time and things that other companies couldn't do because of the limitation of the 2D technology. So we have this pixel-based technology that actually allow us to paint by the, you know, by the group of hair, all these kind of things by the pixel. It's something that is very unique to our technology. So right now it runs all over the world in their website, in a web application, and also soon in hair salons on iPads. So we're working pretty intensively on also AR for eyewear. Here you can see some of the results. This is Ofer, my partner, our CTO. He really loves to be one of our models. But you see, really realistic, and here is the team of engineers trying to do the same on multiple people. So pretty cool. The technology is kind of unlimited. So makeup solutions, it's, I would say, pretty obvious nowadays, and I'll just show you a few seconds. It's because of the pixel base, it's pretty realistic, and we can do more layers of AR. We did some work with the AI on recommendation for a face foundation. You know, one of the problems is how to make the right white balance in any condition. So for example, maybe you saw many speakers today. You can see that my camera is very clear. So even the camera I'm using now is empowered by our algorithms. So we have the capability to detect the face in very, very accurate way, and then to give recommendation and superimpose. We also worked on outfits. So this is an example of how we project 2D on a person. And we're working now on solutions much more sophisticated for the fashion world with some of the largest companies in the world. We even did some project for the CPG for a water company, and it's been all over in World Food, and they wanted us to create superpowers, so it's more like entertainment for the family. So this is the last slide. We are kind of 26 minutes into the presentation. And so our vision is actually to spark AI, AR, and I think what will happen, not only our vision, but we will see it coming everywhere, helping customers to buy, helping customers to understand if it's good for them or not good for them, it's feed them. And we will see it in the store when stores will restore. We will see it in e-commerce, mobile, and on devices, streaming, like I would say, also shopping channels. It will be everywhere. So that's the presentation, and thank you very much. Yeah. Team, do we have any questions?
Yeah, it looks like we had a couple questions come through. Do you see them in the chat, Salva?
Okay, where is the chat? Okay. So
down below next to your screen share, you'll see a little chat.
Okay, Ellen, is Memomi currently being used in luxury stores to try on? Yes, so currently most of our customer stores are closed. So we don't have much of, like other than Walmart, I think most of the stores are closed. Like Neiman Marcus, that is one of our biggest customers, they are closed completely. So the answer is right now, we don't have much of that. And we are working still on the virtual closing. So it's something that we are pushing now because of a lot of inquiries from the market. Okay, and I see another question. They say Neiman Marcus example looked more like video recording and basic ability to change color of dress. So, and how do you compare to FX Gear Smart Mirror? So the example of Neiman Marcus is actually from, I would say, of recording is from 4 years ago, and we started to work with them. We created the Memomi mirror that was just recording and compare between different outfits. So since then, as I showed before, we did a long way through different kind of AR and AI. We put aside the fashion industry. We didn't push the fashion industry because it's very limited. There's no assets for 3D, so we can develop the most beautiful technology for this industry, but we will not have customers that will be able to leverage it because they don't have the 3D asset of this jacket. So we just did a business kind of shift, and we decided to put it aside. And when time comes, we will go after the fashion. And we think that now the time is coming because we already have a few customers that started to provide us with 3D assets. And if you ask about competitors, we saw some good examples, but not good enough. Good enough is for us is that it will not look like a paper doll, and it will look very realistic. And for now, we don't see much of that. Any other questions from the feed from YouTube, or?
I think that's it. Yeah, those were good questions and good answers.
Okay. So thank you, everyone, and keep safe, as they say.
Thanks, Sal. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was